Action Strings 2 is the best tool I know to create authentic sounding orchestral strings for action movie scenes. The first version of Action Strings was already a good step in the right direction, but now with Komplete 14 we are getting Action Strings 2, and that's a really big step forward. My name is Thomas Foster, and in this video I will explain you how you can quickly and easily get the desired result with this tool. Good to have you here, let's go! To load Action Strings 2, you first have to load a plugin in your DAW, in your Pro Tools, Ableton, FL Studio, Cubase or whatever. And here you have to load Komplete Control. And in Komplete Control you can load the Action Strings 2 by clicking this little arrow here and then making a double click on Action Strings 2. Or, and that's the second possibility, you load as a plugin the Contact Player. And to find the Action Strings, if you have Komplete 14, you probably have a lot of instruments here. So what you do is A, C, T, the first letters of Action Strings, and here it is. We make a double click and it's already here. And you see here the blue keys. On the blue keys you can start to play some notes, intervals or chords. Let's start with a simple note, a C here. Press here the C. And already in the tempo of your project, in the tempo of your song, you hear the note you are playing. And you also can play two chords or a complete chord. Isn't that amazing? Right. And you can change very fast the phrases by clicking here these buttons. So already the notes are changing and also we are listening to a new phrase. But it's useful to do this with the key switches. So you can use the low keys here on your keyboards while you have making the performance. And now I change to E. This is staccato. And now I can play by my own something. Or I can change to F, which is maccato. And sustain. Tremolo. Thrill. And back to our phrase. So that's a lot of fun. And you can use the modulation wheel. See here where my mouse is. Here's the modulation wheel. To change the dynamic. So this is really great. The next thing we can do is we can load a new preset, and the preset is changing all the phrases. I think all the phrases, all the presets have the same staccato, maccato, sustain and all these styles, but you are changing the 4 phrases here. So let's try this. You can do this with this arrow here by clicking, for example, on the right to go to the next. And also here we have something new. Or you can click here on this name to open the browser. And here you can say, I would like to listen to the spider attack with a double click. And what else do we have? Let's click on the browser. We want to hear something melodic. So we click here on the category melodic to filter the themes a little bit. And now we listen. Just click on it to get a preview and double click to load it. The next thing you can do is you can use the mixer to change the sound. So at the moment we are here on the main page and here we have editor and mixer. I click on mixer to open the mixer. And here we see at the moment we are simply listening to the mix. But to change the mix, we mute the mix. So I click on the word, so now it's not active anymore. And yeah, before we continue, we can change the mix for the high strings and for the low strings, right? But you can link them to change them for the high and the low strings. That's what we are doing right now. I click on this link button. So now I'm changing the mix for high and low ensemble. That's the right name. Here we have some effects. So let me first mute the reverb, so we hear a little bit better what we are doing. We mute the main mix. Now we hear nothing. And now we're listening to the close mix. That's a very close microphone. Here we have the spot microphones. Also very close. The tree is over the head of the conductor. And far is far, far away, right? So and now you can activate them all and create your own mix. You can say, I want to hear the close very strong. Not too much of the far microphones, not too much of the tree. So that's a very close mix. And also the reverb, I would not like to hear the concert hall. Let's listen to a small room. Or we make the opposite. We go to the cathedral. Make it a little bit more. Make the far very strong. And the tree a little bit loud. So it's easy to create your own mix, and you can do this if you don't click to this link button here. You can do it separately for the high strings or for the low strings. So let's go back to the main page. Let's go back to a very basic, simple rhythmic. We have to change back the mix. So we go also back to the main mix and to the concert hall A. Wonderful. Okay. And now we come to the fun part, and that's the editor. So to come to the editor, we change here from main to editor, right? And every quarter here is a phrase. So if I want to change, let's listen maybe first, right? And we can edit the low ensemble and the high ensemble. Maybe we go to solo to hear just the high ensemble. Okay, and now we say we want to edit the third phrase. So we double click the third phrase. And now we have here the single, staccato, marcato, sustained tremolo. Why don't we add a tremolo note? Nice. And here we want to have a little phrase, maybe here. So we double click this. Well, let's go to basic rhythms and we add 4 notes. That's pretty nice. And here you can change the dynamic. So if I want to hear this, if we have a phrase like this here, we have more than 2 points. We can change the dynamic like this. Or maybe like that. Also here. And we also can change the melody. So in this case, we have these little numbers here. I go to -2 and now let's say, why don't we give this note to 12. This is 1 octave higher than the basic note. Wonderful. And also here I want to hear a phrase, maybe some diatonics like this here. So you see how easy it is to create something new and how much fun it is. Let's go back to here because I want to show you something very special. What is happening if I play a chord? Aha, here we already have the arpeggiator. That's here. So if I change here to all chords, then and I play 3 notes, right? We always hear 3 notes. But I also can change to up. Or we go to down. So a lot of possibilities to create your own pattern, to create your own composition. I created a YouTube playlist for you with all my videos for Komplete 14. You find the link to this playlist in the description of this video. Thanks for watching. Always stay creative. Cheers!
We at Mugent have been working hard to create a new plugin that is more musical than anything else out there. We are thrilled to present the Mugent Player. Each instrument in the Mugent Player comes with a composition, MIDI files you just drag and drop into your session, so you can be inspired not only by a sound, but also by an exciting melody or characteristic chord progression. All of our instruments and MIDI files can be downloaded from the cloud. This means that every time you open the plugin, there might just be a new patch or a new MIDI file waiting for you. Simply double-click to load it into your plugin. In addition to the individual instruments, the Mugent Player also has kits. These are arrangements that sound like a complete song. With a single click, you can load all the patches, and as soon as you've dropped the MIDI files into your DAW, you can start using them to create something new. But the most incredible thing is, the basic version of Mugent Player is free. Click on the link in the video description to get the Mugent Player. In it, you will find a large selection of instruments, MIDI files, and kits that you can download for free and start using right away. Get the Mugent Player now and create music inspired by great sounds and compositions. Mugent, to make music.